Yo, YouTube. We back again with the next episode. Last episode, y'all saw us get into the second to last game of the season. You can take a quick glance at the playoff picture, the standings, before we get into the off season. And yeah, I say as far as a new franchise, we had a successful season because we were not the worst team in the league, right? You got to look at the brighter side of everything. We were not the worst team in the league. So it is what it is. This is the end of season one of the Supersonics coming back, man. You look at the player stats. D'Angelo managed to jump up one more point. Lance Stevenson actually did a great job scoring, given his age. A lot of mediocrity though, right? That was just our first year. Got a couple young pieces. Got a couple vets that we like having around. So, simulate this last game. We take a loss. Giannis is your MVP. No surprise there. 27, 12, and 5. Still two blocks. Giannis doing Giannis things. Hey, Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year. We have Andre Drummond, Sixth Man of the Year. Okay, he puts up crazy numbers every coming off the bench starting every year he's gonna put up crazy numbers. Giannis Defensive Player of the Year, no surprise there either. Most Improved Tyrese Maxey doing their thing over there. I don't think the team as a whole was all that great, but good to see Tyrese Maxey coming into his role. Budenholzer Coach of the Year, Jacob Park Executive of the Year, which is pretty odd. But the Celtics had a good year as well. Going over some of the rewards. In the offseason, man, we're already pretty young. I think we just try to make a big splash and get some type of star. And I'm about to go over the rookie teams as well. I'm not sure if Zaire or Leangelo made second team or not. And they did. So that's a W. They both make second team. Leangelo got his chance over here in Seattle. Made do with it. Zaire had a good year. An actual surprising year for me. I didn't think he was going to come produce as well as he did, but there you have it. Playoffs. The play-in teams on the West. Minnesota. I don't know, man. If they don't make the playoffs, if they don't make this playoff run after this play-in tournament, I don't know, man. Cat might be on the first thing smoking. That's something that's being talked about. Might have to play Adam Silver over there. The Mavericks not playing up to what we think they could play. And in the East, in the play-in, we got the Knicks, the Wizards, the Heat, and the Hornets. So we'll get through these playoff series, see who comes out on top. The Pelicans are always pretty ridiculous in sim. I don't know what it is about Zion, but he's pretty ridiculous in sim. So sim that first round just to see how things progress. To make it interesting. And we got Brooklyn, Miami second round, Lakers, Pelicans second round, Memphis Suns. That would actually be a dope series. And then Washington and the Celtics. LeBron is probably about to lose to Zion. If you know anything about the sim world, Zion is absolutely crazy in the sim world. So we'll see what happens. Sim the next round. And like I said, Suns, Pelicans, Nets in Boston in the conference finals. Sim that next round. And we have Boston and the Pelicans in the championship. Boston and the Pelicans in the championship. Boston, I could see Pelicans win it all. Just as I said, Zion is crazy in Sim. He went absolutely nuts in the playoffs. Hey, congrats to the Pelicans. They win their championship. Now we can get into the offseason. Player retirements, probably going to be a good amount. And we'll just scroll over that as we talk about what we looking for. Man, we need some offense. It would be nice to draft a nice defensive anchor like Jalen Duran. Or you could even call Chet somewhat of a defensive presence for us. But a person like Jaden Hardy and Jaden Ivey could be the way we need to go as well. Just somebody who can go out and get us buckets, Caleb Houston type of player, Patrick Baldwin type of player, that can get us buckets. I reject everything, but I decide to implement the rule that players can come in the league at 18 just to make everything make sense as well. I know there's some rookies that are waiting till next year to come into the draft. So just to make things more realistic, we put that rule in there so that guys can come in a year early if they want. So let's just say a couple of those point guards that are staying, they can decide to come in a year early if they want to. Now, draft lottery. Projected picks from before. I'm gonna go ahead and skip these guys so you don't have to watch all the madness. And we end up with the sixth pick. Kind of unfortunate. We could have jumped up, but we didn't, which is fine though. It's just still fine. I go over the staff. Like I said, I pretty much handled a lot of that in season. So I only needed to hire like a CFO and an assistant GM. Just ran through that pretty quickly. In the draft, hey, in the draft, I believe we had Chet go first. And I went through these first top 5 picks just so you can see how everything played out. Chet goes first to the Magic. Who knows if they bring Mohamed Bamba back after that. I know I personally probably would not or trade him. Um, Obviously we knew Chet wasn't going to fall to us, so it is what it is. We'll see who keeps falling with the second pick. The Houston Rockets. Okay, they get Jaden Hardy. That's actually a surprise because these prospects are always getting updated, and I thought he would fall a little bit farther. But it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. Usually Paolo goes second or something, but they decided to take Jaden. So, and just as I said that, Paolo goes next to the Spurs, which actually might be a good look for them. That might actually be a super dope look for them. And the Kings are up next, then the Thunder, and then us. Let's see who else falls. We're obviously probably going to just take Peyton Watson. That's surprising. He's somebody whose draft stock has risen. So he usually did not go lottery, but there you go, Peyton Watson from UCLA. And that's pretty interesting because that's nobody we were looking at. Jalen Duran is a guy who we definitely would have been looking at. And with our pick, I end up going with Jaden Ivey. I don't know why they're not showing this picture, but Jaden Ivey, I feel like showing John Morant flashes. Very quick, good ball handler, good decision maker, very athletic. With my second pick, I was just absolutely surprised that Patrick Baldwin hadn't got picked up yet, so I grabbed him with the intention of trading him, actually. Um, if you know, a lot of times, guys, their draft stock goes up when you draft them, right? So me trying to trade that pick away might not necessarily have benefited me, but drafting Patrick Baldwin, he might have pretty good trade value as you see here. All of the picks. I just scroll over. Caleb Houston goes. Just to show you guys, you can pause and look at that. We have no qualifying offers that we wanted to accept, and yeah, and in free agency, I knew I needed some veteran leadership, especially at the guard positions, and I was absolutely stunned when Ousmane Dieng did not get signed. So I had to. I think he's going to be a steal, and whoever drafted him is just going to be sick that he didn't get signed. He went pick number 2 in the second round, and he didn't get a contract. So I had to offer him one, and then this definitely solidified that I would need some veterans. I offered Chris Dunn a contract too. I re-signed Lou Williams as far as some veteran leadership. I know Kendrick Nunn isn't the oldest, but my my big signing was probably Thomas Bryant, a 79 overall. Like I said, didn't want to draft anybody at an 80 or higher, just to give a different type of challenge, make it more interesting. But Thomas Bryant is somebody I think is solid. I also brought in Isaiah Hartenstein. So with that decision, I'm deciding to run Thomas Bryant at power forward. You know what I'm saying? We signed Usman, signed Isaiah. We bring in Malik Monk as well, um, just to add some offense, some more offense. We got some good defenders, got some vets. So I wanted to bring in some better offense. Thomas Bryant goes up 1 in player progression. So now we have our first 80 overall. I didn't even know if he would go up or not. I know y'all might be like, well, you just did that because but I didn't know he would go up. So we do have our first 80 overall. We'll see his fit though. We'll see his fit. He's undersized. He's a stretch. Malik Monk goes up. I wasn't sure what was going to happen with him. Jaden Ivey went up because I changed his position. Kendrick Nunn goes down 1. Okongwu goes up 3. A lot of our older guys regress, except for Lance. Lance plateaued. He stayed the same, so I was actually pretty surprised about that. But Zaire Wade going up 4 is huge. And yeah, we had some pretty good progression from our young guys. D'Angelo Ball also went up 2 to a 77. Got some pretty good shooting badges. So, I mean, as far as progression goes, it was all right. It was all right. Starting the next season, man, showing the lineup there. I dropped Thomas Bryant to a power forward, like I said, and everybody's morale is all funny. But that's just because the season just started. Pretty sure first game in, it'll adjust, and everybody's morale will probably either go back to normal or be up, depending on how we open the season. Here's our lineup. I'm surprised they want LiAngelo to start, but I mean, he is usually pretty efficient. I'm pretty sure Jaden is going to come in and steal a starting spot at some point. You see our younger guys, Ousmane Dieng and Jabari Smith back there as well, getting some small minutes with our vets riding the bench. Here you see me adjusting in-season training, just pretty much adjusting how I want them to develop as far as training goes. I usually start with the athletic while they're young, um, because that's one of the first things to regress as well. And then, you know, go playmaking or defensive after that, offensive. I usually just start with athletic while they're young to take advantage of that speed, that vertical, all those types of things that are hard to learn. It's hard to teach somebody driving dunk and vertical and speed and stuff like that. So we start with the athletic stuff, and then we get into the more veteran type skills, like being a good two-way and having a good touch on the offensive end. So that's it for the off season, man. Any like, comment, subscribe, feedback, any of that is appreciated at all times. I can't stress that enough. I rock with anybody that's rocking with me. Season 2 begins next episode. We got probably the season opener, and we're gonna get into season 2 of the Seattle Supersonics MyGM rebuild, man. Kayla and Shells. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.